Getting. You can take a swing at my ego. You can make a run for my crowd. Even with an army of people, you ain't gonna take us down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shootcast episode Play Button. We're here to preview Wrestlemania Play Button, also known as Wrestlemania 31, for all of you normal people out there that have any sort of sentimental value for the numbering system. When we look back 5 years from now, people will say that this is Wrestlemania 31, but I digress. I am being joined by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Che. How you doing today, Mr. Che?
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I am not hyped for this WrestleMania whatsoever.
Well, I mean, first of all, are you hyped for the name change, the namesake, WrestleMania Play?
I'm not hyped for anything, let's just say that. What about you?
I think this is going to be a fantastic extravaganza, 4 hours of our life on a Sunday night.
Oh, man.
So, just heading into this, all the build that they did, the different things, before getting into any sort of specifics, just a general excitement level. What are you thinking here out of a 10?
2. And that's because of Sting. That is because of Sting, even though, and I know I sound like a broken record, but they fucked up on Sting quite a bit. I mean, they did get some things right. You know, they finally got him talking, which they should have done before. But I'm telling you, nothing can, you know, we know Sting is not going to be able to go like 30 fucking minutes unless he's been doing some crazy shit. So it's all about the atmosphere and the entrance, okay? Imagine if he had an entrance like Starrcade 97. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Are you excited for anything?
I am actually, you know what? This re-signing for Brock Lesnar has changed the dynamic here. I think that there's rumors that they want to make the secondary titles a little bit more significant. So we will see. True. What they're going to do. To be honest, just looking at my predictions, I have a lot of heels going over, which is interesting. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what they do here. So
yep.
Without much further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, the bout order is obviously not finalized. It seems as though they sort of set that up the day of. So I'm just going to go on a common sense listing, but the things I can say for sure, we do have the pre-show completely set in stone. First match on the card for the pre-show is going to be Tyson Kidd and Cesaro with Natalya versus The New Day, Big E, Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods, Los Matadores, Diego and Fernando with El Torito, and the Usos with Naomi. First of all, I have to say, it looks like this is going to be this is going to look like a lumberjack with all of these fucking accompaniments. But we've got the fatal four-way WWE Tag Team Championship match. Jay, what are your initial thoughts on this?
I think Cesaro and Tyson Kidd should win. Just because the Usos, you know, if they get the belt, we've seen that already. They've been having the belt for a while. And fuck no, the Matadores, and fuck no, the New Day. I hate the Matadores, but I hate the fucking New Day gimmick a little bit more. You know? I mean, but they just don't have any good tag teams. Okay, the Usos and Tyson, Kidd, and Cesaro, even though that's a weird combination, but every other tag team, they're like fucking gimmicks. You know, you got the Matadors, which, stereotypical Mexicans, haha, and you have the New Day. Should I say anything else? I mean, come on, this shit's gonna suck.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that this is gonna be a really busy match. Fatal four-way, if I'm not mistaken, you still have to tag in, so they're just going to be on each four corners.
Unless it's a tornado match. Remember the tornado
Fatal
match?
four-way, I believe, is a normal tag system.
But there will be some good spots. I mean, a lot of these guys, they can put on an entertaining match, especially the Usos.
They can definitely go.
It's just I'm tired of seeing gimmick tag teams.
What I'm worried about, and also what I'm worried about in the upcoming 7-man, possibly 8-man ladder match, is when you have these many people, you have to end up ending with like this though they're completely dead and forgotten on the outside type of spot where they have to figure out some sort of way to completely take themselves out of the equation so that the two people in the ring can finish it up. You know
And
what I mean?
sometimes they don't even do that. They go for the pin or whatever, and the other guy like runs slow as hell to the ring, and it looks fake as hell.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about? So
Uh-huh.
yeah, they're gonna have to find a way to get all other participants like either knocked out or just crawling
Six
or
people
something.
are going to be dead on the floor for this match to come to a
Yeah,
conclusion.
it's
And you got
unbelievable.
the fucking managers too out there. Well, not
Oh
managers,
yeah,
but the what would you call that? A valet. You have the
yeah,
valets outside. So it's going to be a very busy match.
no
Technically
doubt.
speaking, there's going to be 12 people involved in this match. So I don't know, man. For me personally, I'm also going to say Ty and Cesaro are going to retain their titles. I don't see any reason why they would want to change this. I don't see Los Matadores anywhere in the title picture. The Usos maybe, but they just got done with their run. And I've been hearing rumors that they might want to bring in Rikishi since he's going into the Hall of Fame for a simple stink face spot, possibly. So, but I don't know. I don't see the Usos taking it back here, and obviously,
Same.
the New Day. I think they need a little bit more time and a little bit more seasoning, if you will. So yeah, I see a title retention for this one. Now, the second match, what will close out the pre-show, and which was a bit of a surprise to me to actually see this put on this placement of the card. We've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for the pre-show.
You know what's weird about this?
What?
It's they have Miz and Mizdow right in this match, and they're probably going to be feuding and doing a little storyline. And it's weird that they didn't make this a match of their own because they're so over and they're going to split up. So I don't know. Even though I'm not a fucking fan of Mizdow or Miz and that whole fucking stunt double gimmick, if they had their own match to end it, it would make a lot more sense. It would be another match to fill up the main event. But now they're just gonna throw all these people into the Memorial Battle Royal. I think I don't know who's gonna win this. Who do you think's gonna win?
Well, so far, who we've got confirmed for this, we're going to have The Miz, Damian Sandow, Curtis Axel, Ryback, Fandango, Adam Rose, Zack Ryder, Jack Swagger, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, Big Show, Kane, Eric Rowan, Sin Cara, Goldust. I didn't see Stardust. Oh, yeah, Stardust is going to be involved in the ladder match. Heath Slater, Mark Henry, Connor Victor, both of the Ascension, and NXT's Hideo Itami. He won a tournament at Access, so he will be entered into the Battle Royal as an NXT superstar. I guess you can, I don't know, are they superstars in NXT? An NXT rosterman.
There you go.
Roster member. So anyways, for me, that's not the entire, well, it's supposed to be let's see, 31 superstars. How many people are supposed to be in this one? 20?
20.
20. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. There's one more person. And Che, I think you know who that one person's going to be.
Oh my God! Please don't tell me
It's going to be the fella.
fucking Sheamus.
Uh-huh.
Oh my! You know what? Yeah, then they're gonna give it to him. He's fucking Triple H's workout buddy, and he's coming back.
They've been gassing him up for, 3 months now?
I don't like Sheamus, man.
Fastlane, they've been gassing him up. Oh, he's coming back.
I don't think
he's ready to
anyone
fight.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck, to be honest with you. Hey, if you're a Sheamus fan, kudos to you, but I don't think anyone gives a flying fuck about Sheamus coming back. It's not a big event.
This guy is vanilla ice cream. No pun intended. No joke
Yeah.
as to his color or complexion.
I'm telling
you. This guy
you.
is vanilla ice cream.
I will get more entertainment out of playing with a fucking stick than watching Sheamus.
So anyways, this is going to be quite the mess. I don't know how much time they're going to give it, because if we're going to have a fatal four-way tag match, I believe the pre-show is 2 hours.
Yep.
So now this is going to be one fucking long night.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's going to be
Christ.
long. It's probably going to be like an hour and 15 minutes.
So settle in. This is going to be a long fucking WrestleMania.
Yes, sir.
For me, to be honest with you, looking at the number of people in here, a lot of big guys like Big Show and Kane and Eric Rowan. But for me, if they're going to keep this guy a surprise and if he's going to be coming back with all that hype and all that other shit, I believe we're going to actually, for me, I'm going to go with Sheamus to be the surprise entrant and to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say Mizdow, but now hearing that fucking Sheamus is coming back, yeah, they're going to give it to him.
Alrighty, so that one's out of the books. It should be somewhat entertaining to watch, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Battle Royals are kind of fun because
yeah,
they're essentially just sort of like a kick punch match with people getting hip tossed out. So
And seeing a new NXT guy, that should be interesting to see what he does.
For a kick punch type of match, I don't know exactly how they're going to showcase him. He's not going to be doing big spots or anything. So we'll see. I'd like to see Kofi Kingston involved in almost any memorial or any sort of battle royal style over the top rope because he usually has a good spot. But
Yep.
last Royal Rumble, he didn't really have too big of a spot, so kind of disappointing. We move on. Now, this obviously is the toss-up order because we're not for sure, but for me, using common sense, I think they're going to open up the special, not pay-per-view, but special, with the ladder match. So we've got Bad News Barrett, the defending champion, defending up against R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, and Daniel Bryan. This is for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, for me, they've been making different people look ridiculous. So, bringing R-Truth back and doing, frankly, somewhat offensive. He comes over, he tiptoes over like Swiper the Fox from Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
Comes over, fucking, cartoonishly grabs the title, puts it in his shirt, shushes the audience. Shh, no, don't tell him takes the belt, sits there, watches the match, and then somebody comes and confronts him, and then he just gives him the belt. And they've been playing hot potato with this belt for weeks now in the lead up to this match. Also, what I absolutely hate is them beating us over the head with the imagery of the match. So if there's a tables, ladders, and chairs match, well then they're gonna put ladders near the entrance, and he's gonna use tables and chairs every time he gets. And I just hate them trying to beat that imagery into your head. We get it. We understand the match that's coming ahead of us. We don't need to be beat over the head with the fact that it's there. We can pick up on those cues. We know what it's gonna be. You don't have to beat us over the head with it. But I digress, because I'm beating us over the head with that. For me, again, they're making people look ridiculous. They had Dean Ambrose dance with R-Truth. I mean, he just looked... I mean, this guy is supposed to be the second coming of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they have him looking like a doofus.
That's his new gimmick. He's wacky, zany, zuni, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
But he's not supposed to be a doofus.
He's
dancing and shit like that. That's not his gimmick.
He's doing the Charleston with R-Truth. Come on.
Then they got Bad News Barrett looking terrible for some reason.
With the fucking cape.
He's always... No, not that. I mean, they're not booking him strong. And he's not working strong either. He had a match with Daniel Bryan where he just let Daniel Bryan take the whole match himself.
Yeah, and that's who I think they're going to give the belt to, since, we heard the rumors that they're trying to make the titles more significant, the lower tier ones. They're to shut up the audience, they're going to give it to Daniel Bryan. Hey, we gave him something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing rumors. There's a guy, I think, Mets fan, who's a guy, I believe, some sort of whistleblower who gives anonymous tips. And he's been very consistent, I would say. He's trying to say that they're going to give the secondary titles more significance by putting them on major stars. So as much as I hate to have an episode where we seem like we agree on almost everything, I'm also going to say that Daniel Bryan will probably pick up this title, if not Dean Ambrose, just because they've basically torn him down to shreds, and they need to rebuild him as a character, especially if he's going to be in this title picture. But, as you can see here by that matchup, these are the 7 guys, and I'm not sure exactly what R-Truth is going to be doing, but these are going to be the 7 guys, if not 6, they're going to be involved in chasing this title for, weeks and months to come. So that is your Intercontinental title picture, in my opinion.
Just to bounce off what you were saying, another thing with this, the hype and build up to this WrestleMania being one of the worst, it's also one of the more predictable, WrestleManias that I believe will be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you never can say for sure.
No doubt, but right now, I don't think, I think what we're saying is what, a good amount of people believe because, it's almost like thrown out there for you with most of the matches.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many ways they can go, right? So, I mean, I understand. I get you. So we move on from the ladder match. The second match on the card, I'm personally going to just assume that they're going to do Rusev and John Cena or Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. So we'll go with Randy Orton and Seth Rollins for the next match of the night. For me, this has cooled off significantly. To have Randy Orton come back is, they tried to sort of get some heat on the curb stomp and also to, put Seth Rollins over as someone who's destructive and can actually injure guys.
Yep.
They have him curb stomp Randy Orton, get him out of commission for a while where he goes to shoot a movie, but as far as storyline goes, he was really fucked up because of this. And he comes back and he starts, trying to be sneaky and conniving and trick Seth Rollins. He should be coming back and beating the shit out of him from the get-go.
He did.
Well,
There's also a problem with that. I mean, if he beats him up too much, like he did on that one Raw where he was fucking him up for over 10 minutes, I believe, then it kind of is like, what's the point of them fighting at WrestleMania?
Well, I mean, if not that, then they need to have him chasing, like how they built Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, where Rollins was always running away.
Yeah, because he's a chicken shit heel.
Yeah,
but you remember that one Raw?
Throws his security in the line of fire and gets out of there.
Yeah, you remember that one Raw, right, where Randy Orton beat the shit out of Seth Rollins for like 10 minutes?
Basically where you got the match for free.
Yeah, and, that was a wrong thing to do. They should have just had this cat and mouse, Randy Orton chasing him, the Viper gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck WWE thinks, You can't have them, like, blow each other's brains out before WrestleMania, your most significant show of the fucking year.
Right. Well, I mean, and then they tried to step it back a little bit by having, they did Orton versus Rollins and Dean, was J&J Security. Then every time that Rollins would try to get involved, he would get away from Orton. So Orton was not able to touch Rollins at all during this match on Monday. So I feel like they're trying to step it back just a little bit. But for me, personally, I feel like Rollins doesn't have much to lose here. I feel like Orton needs a bit of a push just the way that they've built it. And I do think that Randy Orton is going to go over. He is being built as a babyface. And if we're going to need contenders for the heavyweight title moving forward, I don't think that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns can do this forever. I think that Brock Lesnar is going to need a new heel because he's going for babyface. And I think that Roman Reigns on the other end would need somebody as well. So I
believe it's Randy Orton.
I'm going to go Randy Orton. And
Not to mention he has much clout backstage, so a lot of political power. He's not going to let Seth Rollins get over on him.
So that's what we're going with. Next match on the card, just logically putting this out, I'm going to say the Divas Tag Team match. We've got AJ Lee and Paige teaming up against the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki Bella.
Not much to say about this. Our commentary on this match will probably go longer than the actual fucking match. I'm saying it's going to be like 5 minutes, maybe 15, 10.
I don't know, man. With this fucking female empowerment thing that they're trying to do on Twitter, Stephanie got called out and shit. I feel like they're going to give them more time, and I feel like they're going to get about 12 minutes.
I say 8.
For a tag match? I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, but who do you think's going to win?
For me, I think that this is going to go to the Bella Twins. I think that they're sort of causing dissension between AJ Lee and Paige. I think that they had that forearm. Basically, AJ had her back turned. Paige went to grab her arm to talk to her or something, and AJ Lee just turned around and hit her with an elbow.
Ooh.
So they're already teasing dissension. I think there's going to be some shenanigans where they just can't get it together, and I think the Bella Twins are going to capitalize on that with better chemistry. And we're going to see AJ Lee and Paige fight each other to sort of find out who the next contender is, because that's the sort of direction that they've been going. So me personally, I'm going to go with the Bella Twins to win.
I'm going with AJ and Paige.
Oh, finally.
I think that they're gonna let this shit ride out for another 2 weeks before they start going, full-fledged breakup.
We will see. I just
We
feel
will.
like AJ Lee and Paige are going to need to separate so that they can each individually go after the title, and there's going to have to be some stakes around how they're going to get to the title. So,
Yep.
I don't know. Personally, I think we'll see. We move on to the sixth match of the card. Let's see. Logically speaking, I'm going to say that's going to be Undertaker, Bray Wyatt. Why not? We'll go Undertaker, Bray Wyatt. Now, obviously, Undertaker has not appeared at all in any way, shape, or form except for just a quick voiceover to sort of, scare the shit out of Bray Wyatt, I guess, for lack of a better term. And Bray Wyatt has been cutting different promos about how he is the new face of evil. He is the new dark character of the company. And we're going to see here. I mean,
I don't know.
that's been the catchphrase of the night, is we're going to see.
I don't know, man. Remember them pictures that leaked of Undertaker a couple months ago?
Well,
he looked like shit.
That was at the airport. And I have to say, no matter who you are, you're going to look pretty beat up at the airport or checking into a hotel.
True. You think he's still got it, though, to put on a decent match?
Well, he dyes his hair black, goes in there, usually wears some sort of top anyway, so
yeah,
he's not going to be too overexposed. It's just how much time they give him. That's going to be the factor.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, like the match itself, he's not going to get gassed out easily. Well, he is the Undertaker. He's a legend, and he's not that old. So I'm hoping for a good match. The problem is, all right. Here's the problem. Bray Wyatt loses, he loses momentum.
Of course.
And he needs that momentum. I mean, last year when John Cena beat him, that fucked him up for a little bit. And, he can't lose again. I mean, he's a young up-and-coming star. But the thing is, they can't have Undertaker losing a streak last year and losing a fucking match this year.
Yeah, it's going to just...
Especially if he retires off this WrestleMania.
Unless, the next WrestleMania is going to be in Texas, where Undertaker currently resides, and I believe that's where he's from. So, he has a lot of connection to Texas. They might put him in there, and they might build it as he's two in the hole, and he needs to go off on a win type of thing. I don't think he has much time left in the WWE. He's been doing this for so long.
He was born in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. There it is. So, this is going to be, I think they're going to Dallas, WrestleMania Star. So that's going to be for Dallas. For me, I can't call it, man. I mean, I can make a case for either way. I just don't see a strong program in... Well, he's lost 2 WrestleManias in a row, so now he needs to redeem himself. I just don't feel like that's a good way to build, but...
No.
You never know, man. I'm going to pick...
I'm going to say Bray Wyatt. He needs to win this. He's going to be in the company for a while. He can't fucking lose again. Especially since he was being a Hard Rock and calling out fucking Undertaker over the past couple of weeks.
I will also pose this to you as well. There's been a lot of talk, and I think we've covered this on previous shootcasts, where people are saying, it's great that we have older people come back, but they need to have the young stars go over because they're going to be there. And it needs, at some point in the future, these people are not going to be accessible to you anymore. What happens when you can't get The Rock anymore? What happens when you can't get,
Stone Cold?
Well, they're never going to get Stone. I don't think they're going to get Stone Cold. But
oh, you mean in match?
In general, yeah, for matches, Sting again, and Triple H eventually is not going to be able to go. At some point, these people are not going to be available to you, and you're going to need to have the ability to have a WrestleMania where you don't have callbacks to older people, and it's still, satisfying for people, and there's still star power. So
they need to make new legends.
Exactly. And I agree with you, man. I think Bray Wyatt needs the win. It just seems very, very
I don't.
ill-advised
It can
for
go
them
either
to
way.
bring in. It seems ill-advised for them to bring in Undertaker to lose yet again. For me personally.
I agree. It's just it's a tough one to call.
So I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt as well, and we're almost in consensus on these picks except for the Divas tag. So there you go. Moving
All
on,
right.
we go to what I believe will be the next match on the card: John Cena versus Rusev. Now this one, I don't know, man. I've seen some casting calls. They're gonna have people use. They're gonna call for some extras. They're gonna have Rusev with Russian soldiers and such. So there's gonna be some. At least there's gonna be some spectacle as to their entrances, and wrestling entrances are also, a big thing. So
Yeah, well, John Cena. Should we say anything else? He's gonna get the win.
oh, I just realized something not too long ago. John Cena's song was originally intended for a Wu-Tang song. Did you know that?
You mean based off of Wu-Tang or
No,
for
it was
Wu-Tang?
meant for. They made the beat for Wu-Tang, and then they didn't want it.
Oh shit.
Pretty cool, huh?
You mean a din 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 din?
Yep. Yep.
Oh
potential.
shit.
But anyways, I don't know what's up with Lana. Is Lana coming back?
She's off shooting a movie.
Oh no! So no Lana?
Hopefully, the type of movie I want to see. But anyways, yeah,
that
she's
will
off
definitely
shooting.
not be produced by WWE Studios. I can
It'll
tell
be
you
pro-
that.
It'll be produced by me. But anyways, they got that fucking dude with the glasses.
Yeah, the fake voiced Russian
Garbage.
Garbage. Yeah, American piece of garbage.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. And then you had JBL and Michael Cole shooting on him the whole time about how he sucks.
That was hilarious.
But what do you think, Jay? Why don't you open us up on this one? What are you thinking here for this match?
I'm thinking, all right, I think Rusev is gonna get his brains blown out.
Whoa.
Dude, it's America versus Russia. This type of storyline, no way they're gonna make him look bad on this WrestleMania stage.
Bold prediction.
Yep, he's Rusev's done.
You think they're going to completely kill the Rusev character just to have Cena go over?
I think, okay, the 20% of the match, Rusev will either look dominant or pretty good, but the rest of it, he's gonna get his brains blown out. I'm telling you,
That's tough,
I have
man,
that
because they've
feeling.
been building him for a while.
For one reason, to have him fall to somebody.
Ooh.
John Cena. You know it, dude. You know it.
I don't know,
This
man. Obviously, the rumor that I heard is that they're trying to build up the significance of these titles by having major stars hold them, and that would fall right in line with that. I feel like possibly they can play off the fact that he doesn't have Lana with him as some sort of way to say that he was ill-equipped to go into this match.
Yeah, ill-equipped. How?
Well, she's a source of motivation.
Oh yeah. Big
Jay, you're
source.
gonna tell me if she wasn't out there screaming and yelling for you that you would perform better.
You know what? That is true.
There you go.
People do perform better
There you
in
go.
front of an attractive woman. That you got me on that because they don't want to look bad.
And when she puts the medal around his neck, that's sort of like a token for him to get sex later that night. He gets to
No
redeem that
doubt.
at some point.
Yep, you're right. You got me on that, dude.
So I'm just saying, man. It just seems like this is set up for John Cena to go over, and it's weird because they both beat the shit out of each other, so that's good. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna put shenanigans. For all these matches, we've been talking about clean wins, and I don't know. It's possible, just possible, that they have Cena lose via shenanigans, or maybe win via disqualification, so that Rusev can keep his title and not lose. But I don't know if it's to be believed that they do want to go in this direction to have major title holders for the secondary titles. Then it's possible that we will see a title change. For me, I've got to go John Cena. I believe the rumors that they want to make the titles more credible and they've been billing him as Super American, and you see they've been playing this angle over and over and over with the Americans. It's possible that they want to let Rusev lose the U.S. title, maybe start chasing the Intercontinental title. You never know. But, if the rumors are to be believed later on, as we predict, if Brock Lesnar does indeed keep the title, they're going to need some sort of significance to fill out the undercards and the cards that he won't be on. And I think that if we have, higher stakes for these secondary titles, that could fill that void pretty nicely. So I'm going to go John Cena to pick up the U.S. title.
Same. I mean, when John Cena's involved at WrestleMania, he ain't gonna fucking lose.
Alrighty. So we then move on to the match that no one knew they wanted. This is 20 years in the making, but no one knew that this was in the making.
Yep.
We have Surfer Sting versus Sting versus Triple H.
Hey, the Surfer gimmick was pretty good.
All right, how about the Blade Runner? Blade Runner versus Terrorizing.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
You know my thoughts on this, and I've said it before.
Why don't you elaborate for the folks at home?
Okay, this is a problem. They brought him back. Awesome. They brought him back at Survivor Series. People been marking out. It's crazy, but there's a couple of problems. Number one, okay, the theme. Okay, WrestleMania. They're going to have spectacular entrances. They got to have a big show. And that's what pro wrestling, a big thing of it is entrances. The spectacle, the atmosphere.
Now, let me cut you off real quick. Did you know that for the entrances for this, WWE is having a major partnership with the Terminator movie that's coming out soon? Triple H will have a Terminator-themed walkout, while Sting will have people dressed as scarecrows for his walkout.
Okay.
This is going to look like the Wizard of Oz shit.
Anyways, it has to be Crow Sting. I mean, I know he's 20 years older, and it won't be as spectacular. But listen, okay, 97 Starrcade. Okay, that entrance, it was not expensive. It was a light show in the beginning, and then he came out, fucking crazy atmosphere. They had cheap little fucking fireworks, but you know what? It got the job done. WrestleMania, they have the money for it. It should have been the Crow theme. He should have came out with a black trench coat. He should have walked out with the fucking bat. And the makeup, keep it the same. And the hair, there's nothing you can do about that. But it should have been that fucking Sting. It shouldn't have been this fucking mix between WWE and TNA Sting. Because that stupid marching band jacket, that's something he would wear in TNA. And they have this fucking corny ass song. Dun, dun. Sounds like a fucking Disney Halloween movie. Triple H ain't gonna come out with the skull like he did last year? Is that what you hear?
Yeah, he had the spray and stuff, and yeah.
I thought that was cool last year when he came out in the king's chair with the fucking golden skull. I thought that entrance was pretty badass, but how long you thinking this match is gonna be? I'm gonna say 20 minutes.
I don't know how long Triple H can actually go for, though. That's the problem. Sting. I don't know how long Sting can go for. He is what at this point?
50, I think 56.
56. So
you never know. He could be like a Ric Flair.
Man.
And the thing about Sting is he wrestled in TNA, and it wasn't completely full time. He used to get a break, especially when he first started at TNA, and he hasn't suffered a lot of crazy injuries, and especially he took a break for a couple years. Not a couple years, but he took a break after WCW folded, so he's in a lot better shape than most wrestlers his age.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's going to be... I hope visually he doesn't wrestle in a t-shirt, though. It's going to be the same thing like somebody going in a t-shirt in the pool.
What do you want? You want to take his shirt off?
Well, he's got to do the whatchamacallit, like that one piece thing he wears with the straps.
Oh, okay, yeah, like the overall
If he wrestles in a t-shirt, he's going to look like an old man.
Yeah, he should do the overall thing, the Crow overall.
Yeah, I think he's got that under the t-shirt, but he's been like hiding his gut recently. I don't know.
He's 56.
Well, look at Vince. Does Vince have a gut?
Yeah, but he's a millionaire.
Yeah, but you know
You-
what? I use those special vitamins.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
You never know, dude. He might come out looking jacked.
Sting, let me have you look over at my doctor here.
He hasn't looked that bad
Well,
on the Raws. I mean,
I don't know if
might.
he can hit a good Stinger splash though.
His knees aren't that bad.
He's got to get some fucking amplitude on that
I mean,
fucking
listen,
Stinger
dude,
splash,
listen.
son.
A couple of years ago, okay? Not two, like 3 years ago, all right? He was like 53, okay? He had a match with Hulk Hogan in TNA, all right? You know Hogan couldn't fucking walk for shit. Not TNA, fucking Sting was bouncing around like he was his first boxing match. You know what I mean? He was bouncing around like he was some crazy footwork. You know what I mean? Decent footwork for a fucking 53-year-old. I think he could get a couple of feet on that Stinger splash. He just can't do multiple
We'll
Stinger
see.
splashes.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think that, if you're going to have somebody, though, this is going to be a safer way because, Triple H is a good hand. You get the same match with Triple H no matter who you are. So, this will be easy
good
to
to
lay
work
out.
with.
It'll be well laid out. You know how they had Stephanie's match. They took a lot of time and care and laid it out correctly. Didn't expose any of them for any sort of ring rust on Stephanie's behalf or just a lack of technical ability on, Bree's part. So,
Sting's going to win.
oh, yeah, I don't doubt you there. I
Yeah.
was just trying to say, like, how the match will actually play out.
Triple H, he's a good worker, and of course, since he's in the match, he's gonna want the match to be as memorable as it can be. So they're doing their best to make sure nothing goes wrong.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, this has been the catchphrase of the night. We'll see. I'm sure the audience are beating themselves in the head with this, as if there's going to be a ladder match and we're showing ladders to them. But anyways, well, so we move on. The main event, I'm only saying that because it's the most common sense thing. I don't think they'll put anything above this. I've seen some people suggesting that they put the John Cena match above this, but that would be pretty ridiculous. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar defends against your favorite, Che.
Fuck that.
Roman Reigns.
Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, I believe Brock Lesnar is going to win.
Whoa, now.
Yes.
Way to take.
What do you think?
Way to fucking build it up. Damn. All right. Well,
I know.
I'm also going to go Brock Lesnar, but I will give my reasons why. Number
All
one,
right.
he has announced that he will be re-signing and that he's completely closing the door on the UFC.
Were you surprised by that?
I mean, he's not dumb. He said that he had a mental issue, that, he was lacking something mentally that would push him back into the cage. And, as a purist of MMA, as someone that enjoys the competitive aspect of it as well as the entertainment, I would say that is fair and that he deserves some recommendation. He deserves some amount of respect and recognition for knowing himself, knowing his body, and not making a spectacle out of the UFC, respecting the legitimate competition and knowing his limits. He could go in there, he could cash a couple paychecks, but at the end of the day, it would be a lot of hard work, and if he's not ready at the end of the day, he has to cancel the card. It's a little bit different in WWE and UFC. In the WWE, if a match falls out, they can work around it. Someone could even work hurt if absolutely need be. Whereas, an MMA bout, if you're hurt, you better not go in there if you're really hurt, legitimately.
Yeah,
your chances of losing and having your entire career set back by a bad loss is very high if you're injured.
Not to mention, he has no reason to go back. He's not going to get the title again. He's already been at the top of the heavyweight division by being a champion. There's nothing else to get. Stay with WWE and make your easy money.
And also, like I was about to say, in MMA, if they cancel a fight, if a fight falls out, a lot of times that could cancel the entire card. So there's a lot different. There's a lot more at stake on if Brock Lesnar signs to do a fight, that he actually goes and does the fight. So overall, I think it's a good decision by Brock, and it's commendable. You know, it's not something where, oh, he's scared to go back. I think that it's commendable that he decided not to, based on being realistic. So he has signed a 3-year extension with the WWE. There's no details as to the contract, obviously. Brock usually keeps these things close to the vest, but 3 years has been the extension, same as his old contract. They've probably given him more money, and they've probably kept the same amount of appearances, but, you know, there's no saying. So what I would say, him being back, there's no reason now to move the title off of him. It's a good look. It's good for the company to have him, an unstoppable destroying machine. He's still got the streak under his belt from The Undertaker. He still has the title. He comes out there. He throws people around. He has this aura around him that when he shows up, business is about to pick up, as JR would say.
Yep.
And it is, you know, it's something that they should look at, the limited schedule, because for as much flack as he gets, it does make every time he shows up much more spectacular.
And check this out, okay? I was listening to another guy on YouTube. I think it's OTRS Central or whatever, but he was also saying something that I agree with. They want to keep the belt on Lesnar for a long time, because remember, CM Punk currently holds I think the longest reigning champion, or at least in recent history, with like over a year. So they want to erase, you know, CM Punk's history from the WWE. What better way is to do that than to keep the belt on Lesnar and have him beat that streak that CM Punk had? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that might be in play here.
We will see. Again, we will see. What I feel like is, you know, this all sort of lines up where if we're going to have Brock Lesnar keep the title and have a limited schedule, we need to have the other titles defended as well. And I feel like it's possible that the other matches, so the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title, that would have depended on if Brock would have resigned or not. And because Brock resigned, they need to have secondary titles be defended in his absence. Pay-per-views like Fastlane and stuff like that, they can't always just center around who's going to be fighting him next. They also need to have some sort of titles at stake where there's immediate implications. And I feel like because he's back, because he's confirmed, and because he's obviously going to have limited dates, they need to have these secondary titles, or at least one of them. Maybe not both, but they need to have at least one of them put on someone like a Daniel Bryan or a John Cena. And I think that gives even more credence to the fact that they're going to have Brock Lesnar retain his title, continue on, and potentially hold that for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I agree, but you don't think he's gotten his contract? They didn't put it in there that he has to show up at least a little bit more. You think it's going to be the same amount of dates as his last contract?
I don't see why he would want to show up more. I mean, if he can make the same amount of money.
Yeah,
they
I feel
need
you.
him more. He made some aggressive plays. He showed up at the UFC event. He walked out of Raw, I think twice. He had a verbal back and forth with Vince that apparently, by all reports, got very heated, and they were, it escalated pretty far. And
yeah, I mean, he does have the upper hand. They need him more than he needs, WWE. So,
Yep.
He's just being a smart businessman.
I mean, you look at the position Brock was in. If he would have left, they would have had to put the title on Roman Reigns. How popular would that have been?
No, especially if you're ending the match on that.
So they wanted him.
Yeah.
So I think that he possibly got more money for the exact same amount of dates.
Wow.
That's what I think.
God damn. Let me tell you something. Whew.
So, anyways, let's just recap the picks. First of all, first match of the night, me and Che are both picking Tyson and Cesaro to retain the tag titles in the Fatal 4-Way. Second match of the night, and again, these are tentative. We're not completely sure, but second match of the night, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Me and Che are both picking Sheamus to win that. Third match of the night, the ladder match, 7-man. We've got Daniel Bryan for both of us to take the Intercontinental title. Fourth match of the night, Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. We're both picking Randy Orton to exact his revenge. The fifth match of the night, the Divas tag title, or not tag title, excuse me, just the flat-out tag match. We've got Shay picking AJ Lee and Paige. I am going with the Bella Twins. Sixth match of the night, Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker. We're both picking Bray Wyatt to bury the Undertaker and to give him his second WrestleMania defeat. Seventh match of the night, John Cena versus Rusev for the U.S. title. Me and Shay are both picking John Cena to take the U.S. title from Rusev, ending his undefeated streak and moving on to a new era of the U.S. title. Eighth match of the night, me and Shay are both picking Sting, possibly Crow Sting. We might see a little bit of bat play, maybe a little sledgehammer, but we will be seeing Sting go over in both of our opinions. And finally, the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Heavyweight Championship. We are both going for Brock Lesnar to retain. He's fresh off of his contract. He's going to be in the company for 3 more years. And I think he's going to be the champion for 3 more years. So that is the WWE WrestleMania Play Button preview show for the Shootcast. Jay, are there any other things we need to get to before we wrap?
Well, all I have to say is my expectations are really low. I hope it's at least decent, but I don't know what to say. We'll see you for the review, folks.
That's it. So we will see you for the review, folks.